students, welcome back to our English class. In this particular video, I am going to give you the explanation of the following paragraphs of this chapter, Discovering Tut, the saga continues, written by A. Williams. Now, this is the third chapter from your textbook Hornbill. I have given, till my last video, I have given you the explanation till this paragraph, and in this particular video, I am going to start the explanation of the following paragraphs. Start giving you the explanation of the following paragraphs. Now, over here, in this paragraph, you will get to learn that Carter documented the pharaoh's treasures that were buried with him. Right, Carter, who was a British archaeologist, and he then began looking into his three nested coffins. When he went inside the pyramid, he found three nested coffins. In the first coffin, he found some burial cloth which was decorated with garlands and willow and olive leaves, wild celery, lotus petals, cornflowers, and this actually helped him to conclude that the king was buried in the month of March or April. That means this items which was there in the first coffin out of the three, those items were available generally during the summer months. So, maybe this is a clue that Carter got and has concluded that maybe the burial activity of Tutankhamun may have been done during the month of March or April. Right. So, when he reached the mummy after all this searchings, when he finally reached the actual coffin where the mummy has been kept, he realized that the ritual resin, that is with resins, the resin is a natural product, student, with which the Egyptians used to mummify the mortal remains, that is the body of the departed pharaoh. So, that resin has got solidified and got cemented to the bottom of his solid gold coffin. Now, the coffin was made of solid gold and the mummy got stuck, cemented at the bottom. Right. Now, Carter used the hot sun. Over here in this particular paragraph, which begins over here in page number 23, moving to page number, now in page number 24, there is a fascinating map of Egypt has been given with an inset of the closer look of the city like Thebes and all. So, here is the Valley of King, and that paragraph which has begun in page number 23 over here, the last two lines continuing in page number 25. In this paragraph, you will get to learn that Carter used the hot sun in Egypt to loosen the resins. For a number of hours, he put the mummy outside in the sun that heated it to 149 degrees Fahrenheit, but it was futile, student. There was no result at the end, and he stated in one of his writings that the mummy had to be cut into various pieces, means the limbs, the trunk, and because like why I will tell you, because it was impossible for him to lift the mummy to detach the mummy from its coffin, from the base where it got stuck or cemented. So, that is why at that point of time, Carter had no option but to chop the body from every joints, because had he had not done that, thieves would have attacked the guards, robbed the place, and would have removed the golden artifacts which were buried inside the pyramid, right. So, Carter was left with no other option but to take this decision to carry out the process hurriedly, to carry out the scientific investigation process hurriedly, right. Now, in the following paragraph over here, you will find that the royals believed that they could take their riches with them after death, Hence, King Tut was given abundant jewelry, all of pure gold. To separate Tut from his ornamentation, Carter's men removed the mummy's head and cut off nearly every major joint, and they then collected and put the remains of the body on a layer of sand kept within a wooden box, and then finally, after the investigation, they have padded it from the portion where it has been cut, just to conceal the damage of the cut. They have padded the body and kept back to rest. Now, over here in this particular paragraph, student, you will find that there is a shift in the focus of archaeology. So previously the archaeologists were fond of studying the artifacts, the treasures, the funerary treasures which were deep down buried inside the pyramid. Now lately there is a shift in focus. Lately the archaeologists have started concentrating less on treasures and more on the details of life and mysteries of death. Right. Moreover, they now have an access to more advanced technology because the science and technology has developed, and that is why with the help of technology in 1968, what an anatomy professor did, that anatomy professor separately, he was not Carter, he was a separate anatomy professor, and in 1968 what he did, he x-rayed Tutankhamun's mummy and revealed that Tut's breastbone and front ribs were missing, right. So, King Tut's demise, after that in this particular paragraph you will find that King Tut's demise was a big shot event, why? Because he was the last of his family's lineage, right, and with him came to an end of a dynasty, and also the facts of his death and its consequences were unclear, right. Now, after that over here there is a brief history of Egyptian dynasty which has been given, and this history precedes Tutankhamun's reign, Tutankhamun's reign. Before Tutankhamun, who were his fathers and grandfathers, that a brief history has been mentioned over here by A.R. Williams. Now, over here you will get to know that Amenhotep III, he could be either Tut's father or grandfather, we do not know actually exactly rather. He was a powerful pharaoh. Amenhotep III was a powerful pharaoh and he ruled Egypt for almost 4 decades. 4 decades means 40 years at the height of the 18th dynasty's golden age. His son was Amenhotep IV, right. Amenhotep IV succeeded him. He promoted the worship of Aten. Aten means the sun disk. Aten means the sun disk, and he changed the name to Akhenaten. That is, he changed his name from Amenhotep IV to Akhenaten, and Akhenaten means Akhenaten's meaning is also given mentioned over here. Akhenaten means servant of Aten, that is the sun god, and he had done many other things, many other crazy things, He moved the religious capital. He moved the religious capital from the old city of Thebes to the new city of Akhenaten. Now, you will get to know where Thebes is over here, see, Thebes, it is mentioned over here. Now, he actually has promoted the worship of Aten, the sun disk, changed his name to Akhenaten, that is the servant of Aten, and moved his religious capital from the old city of Thebes to the new city of Akhetaten rather. And now Akhetaten is known as Amarna. If you visit Egypt, they will take you to a place called Amarna, but before it was named by Amenhotep IV as Akhetaten. Now, this Akhetaten, who happens to be Amenhotep IV only, but has changed his name from Amenhotep IV to Akhenaten, he shocked his countrymen by attacking Amun. Amun, who is Amun? A major god. And what Akhenaten did, he smashed his images, his idols, and closed all his temples. Right. Now, over here, Ray Johnson, Ray Johnson. Ray Johnson was the director of the University of Chicago's Research Center in Luxor. Where is Luxor? I will show you over here. It is Luxor and it is in Thebes. Over here, there is a University of Chicago Research Center, Chicago Research Center, and the over there the director, who was the director of that University of Chicago Research Center, Ray Johnson. Ray Johnson told that actually it was a terrible time. It was a terrible time for the people of the Egypt, because the family that had ruled for centuries was coming to an end, and then Akhenaten had presumably gone a little crazy, wacky. Wacky means crazy. Over here, the meaning of the word wacky means crazy, and that's why Ray Johnson said that this was a terrible time, because Amenhotep IV, that is Akhenaten went crazy. He was doing all these changes, and the dynasty was coming to an end.